The last 50 years has taught us a lot about the need to understand the biology of our parks if we're going to preserve them. The more research that's conducted on the parks, the better job of managing we can do.
I'm very proud of WNPA's research program because it's unique amongst cooperating associations and addresses a very serious need that parks have. We've been funding research in parks for decades. We fund studies of cultural, archeological, biological, and environmental issues, all of those that are important for parks.
We're in Chaco culture, which preserves the Chaco world from about AD 800 through 1100 or 1150. People who come for the first time, they're surprised at the mass, the size, the preservation of these buildings. They're just phenomenal. One of the kind of extravagant parts of the building is the use of wood. And there are hundreds of thousands of trees and beams that were put into these buildings. The actual reasoning Congress saw to having a national park here was to promote research. The Tree Ring Lab is the group that is looking at the wood in lots of different ways.
This particular WNPA grant was designed to help find areas in the surrounding environments where these trees came from, because there are no big trees growing around that area now.
We started looking at different chemical signatures for the wood and then matched them to existing populations of wood in the periphery.
This is being done by one of our graduate students, Chris Gitterman, who discovered that 79% of the logs that he studied in Chaco Canyon came from either the Zuni Mountains or the Chusca Mountains, both of which are about 50 miles away. That's the major discovery of the project so far.
They were carrying each and every beam, 50, 60 miles, and they're heavy, they're massive, they're long. It's pretty amazing.
One of the huge goals of the Centennial Mission is to make national parks relevant to all generations and all of the population. So my job is to focus on getting all of the people, the local Tucsonans and the people that live here year-round to come into the park.
This is a park that is on the east and the west side of Tucson. It's easy to get to, so it's a great park to focus on underrepresented communities because they can get to the park.
WNPA has helped us with a grant to do a research project on free passes. We have a number on the free pass, we have the event that it went to, and then we record all the free passes that come back to the park. And this gives us a sense of who is using it in the community, what events work better. I really like going out and interacting with kids and getting them excited about coming outside. Giving out free passes that the WNPA has allowed us to do is a really great way to encourage those families to come out for a one-time thing and to experience something, and then hopefully they'll come back. The research that they've helped us do really helps the National Park Service keep up with the new age and helps national parks stay relevant to everyone around us.
Pinnacles is a little gem that's out here in Central California, famous for its rock formations. And we also are a release site for California condors, which makes this park very special. California condors are one of the most endangered bird species in the world. So we're working very hard to try and recover the species, and the greatest risk and threat to their survival is lead.
I worked together with Pinnacles National Park to apply for a Western National Parks Association research grant that provided seed money for my project and also helped sort of cement our partnership with the park. What we've been doing here at the lab is both sort of making those connections between the lead in their bodies and what the source of that lead is, and also looking at the health effects to both survival and reproduction. Concentration, y-axis. They suffer very high mortality rates from lead poisoning, mostly due to ingesting lead ammunition that's been used to kill large mammals, which is their main food source.
The research is really highlighting that lead is a major problem. So what we're striving to do is to conduct a lot of education and outreach programs that help share the availability of non-lead ammunition that people can use, and that will make a huge difference.
Through this joint funding, universities and parks can work together to utilize those natural resources, not just for preservation purposes and recreation purposes, but also to understand more about these special places.
The funding that Western National Parks Association provides fills a critical need for doing research in the parks, and we're really excited and hope it can continue.
Research helps us understand where we're going, and so for us to support that is part of our mission, and we're going to continue doing it, working closely with parks.